Friends, Newslaundry has come up with a long feature piece on India's foreign policy, which is revolving around Jaishankar. It's written by Furqan Amin. The piece actually talks in detail about India's relationship with US, its relationship with Russia, and its policy on the Ukraine war. It also gives a brief detail about India's relationship with its neighboring countries, and I would love to read three passages which I find very interesting from this long piece. Furqan writes, despite the tariffs and sanctions, despite the Operation Sindoor fallout, despite Bangladesh or Nepal's resentment and Maldives' India out campaign, the question is as much about how India's foreign policy went off track as it is about why the man at the helm continues to be seen as indispensable, talking of Mr. Jaishankar. Then, giving details about India's relation with Pakistan, and Furqan writes, relations with Pakistan remain frozen, characterized by non-engagement whatsoever under the current administration. Yet India's quiet outreach to Afghanistan, a de facto recognition of the Taliban regime by converting its mission into an embassy and receiving the Taliban's foreign minister, contradicts India's stated policy on terrorism, often used to justify non-engagement with Pakistan. Very interesting. There are some very interesting anecdotes, and the author has quoted a number of diplomats and other people associated with foreign policy. On National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, he again writes, there is also again an interesting anecdote. He writes, not an anecdote, a sort of an analysis. He says, quoting few analysts in his piece, Furqan writes, a few analysts went further, saying that the neighborhood policy is under NSA Ajit Doval's full control, given his role as Prime Minister's closest strategic advisor and as India's special representative for border talks with China. This concentration of authority between the two, the second one here means the Jaishankar and Ajit Doval, between the two has shifted the locus of decision making away from the Ministry of External Affairs with Jaishankar, functioning largely in an advisory capacity. Whatever his diplomatic skills, they argued, these analysts which he has quoted in his piece. Whatever his diplomatic skills, they argued, his imprint on the larger strategic direction is limited. I highly recommend